Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be actually the video for the zodiac sign of Leo, and we're going to be taking a look at the next 6 months through the end of 2022. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you for the next 6 months, especially because we're looking at such a large amount of time. You want as much information as you can get there. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post videos in the future. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so kind of a reflection of the last 6 months. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at the next 6 months to come. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guide, so something to carry into the end of 2022 with. We're also going to do a crystal for the next 6 months, 3 yes or no questions, a letting go note, an angel wish, and a healing note for you. But let's go ahead and hop in and see what we've got going on. Pulling a summary card again for those first 6 months of 2022, we have the card Renewal. Love to see this. I've seen some interesting energy in the readings I've done so far, but renewal is really great. This is a renewal of energy, renewal of your spirits, renewal of your time, hope, all of those really wonderful things. So glad to see some renewal has happened for you, Leo, in the first 6 months of 2022. Let's see what other messages I can give you here. Making sense with renewal. Let's see here. The first card we have is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a very supportive card. It's very tolerant. It's very empathetic. This is definitely coming through as you, Leo. And it makes sense that if your energy is renewed, your hopes renewed, your spirit is renewed, that gives us that ability to be supportive to others. It gives us that ability to be tolerant and be empathetic. So really neat to see this card coming through. King of Cups, regardless of gender, that's coming through as you, Leo. The next card that we have is Temperance. Temperance is a card of balance and harmony, a card of moderation as well. If you look here, this person is pouring water between both cups, and it's that perfect balance. Nothing's overflowing, nothing's spilling. Again, that balance and that harmony. So really neat to see. Also pairs quite well with our renewal card at the top there. Then at the bottom we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a card of working very hard at something. It's being studious, so having the ability to stay focused and work hard. This is also a card of new love, so some of you could have entered into a new love relationship these last 6 months. Also a good card for volunteer work. So you could have been connected with a charity or some sort of nonprofit organization. Also really good for renewal. Doing good for others does make us feel good. So very much like a volunteer charity type card. But let's see what other messages I can give you here. I just realized we're barely out of the shot, so let me scoot this down a bit. There we go. Okay. Clarifying cards here, Leo. Let's see what we have. The first card we have is Temperance. We had Temperance a little bit earlier. When we see the same repeat cards like this, it's kind of like the world or the universe being, I said what I said. So this is definitely a time of harmony, balance, moderation for you. Really, really wonderful to see. The next card that we have is the Ace of Wands. Anytime we have an ace card, it is a card of newness. With the Ace of Wands, this is a card of taking on a new project, new inspiration, new urge to create. So really, really like to see this as well. It seems like there's been something new, again, some sort of new project, inspiration, new urge to create now that you're renewed. You have that desire, that willingness, that ability to take on something new. Then at the bottom we have the King of Wands. With the King of Wands, this is a card of being very bold. It's a card of leadership, power, charm, especially for those of you entered into a new love relationship with the Page of Cups. I do think this person has a very bold personality. They likely are working in a leadership role, or kind of in that position of power, but they are very charming and have lots and lots of courage. This is coming through as you as well, so those of you that didn't enter into the new relationship, that doesn't resonate with you. The King of Wands, similar to the King of Cups that we talked about earlier, is going to be some personality traits of yours, Leo. So this means that you could have moved into a position of leadership, but this is showing your charm, your ability to kind of woo those around you, and also your courage coming through currently. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is a general look at the next 6 months. We have the card Space. So Space is an interesting card. It's kind of about taking a step back and giving yourself both the time and the space that you need to process, to make decisions, to relax, recover. This is such a good reminder that it's okay to take the space that you need. This is also a good reminder to like make sure that you're not like a round peg in a square hole. Like, don't be forcing yourself into situations that don't naturally fit you. Again, it's about making that space for yourself or taking that space for yourself. Let's see what kind of cards we get under here though, Leo. Okay, the first card we have is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card, a very generous card. This is a card of giving or receiving help. Coming off such positive energy, this renewal, we were already talking about there being volunteer and charity work going on. I think this generosity is more you giving than on the receiving end. We're going to clarify this, but it seems like you're going to continue this charity work or this volunteer work or this caring for others. The next card that we have is the Ten of Cups. For those of you that have watched my readings before, Leo, you know this is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. We have the full rainbow here, all of the cups. There's a happy couple, kids playing, the grass is green, there's water running, there's a house in the background. This is truly like the card of everything. It's family, contentment, total love, support. It doesn't get much better than this, Leo. I love the Ten of Cups. So this is a really great indicator for the next 6 months for you. Then at the bottom here we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a card of not very good relationships. This is bully, theft, violence, abuse. Again, some sort of toxic relationship. I do see that there will be a relationship ending for you. Again, not sure if it's love interest. This could be family or friend or even coworker. But it does feel like there's a relationship that needs to end in these next 6 months as well. Let's see what messages I have here for you. The first card we have is the Empress. The Empress is another really, really wonderful card. The Empress is a card of creation and abundance. We love that ability to create, and we love abundance. We have an abundance of health, wealth, money, time, energy, all of those really wonderful things. Love. So abundance all around is a wonderful card to have. This is a card of pregnancy and fertility as well. So for those of you hoping to get pregnant or grow your family, this is a great indicator. You already did have that other family card too with the Ten of Cups. So some pregnancy cards, so if that's what you're hoping for the next 6 months. But this is a great card saying that you can create whatever you want here. You're giving yourself to create your Ten of Cups existence, that perfect reality. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, if you look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly here. It indicates a really fast lifestyle change. So if you are not feeling this Ten of Cups, it's something that's going to happen really quickly. So this could be that relationship. This could be buying the house, that contentment, that happiness. It's going to be a very quick shift to get you there. I feel like we're coming off again a really good 6 months, Leo, but this is going to get even better, and it's going to get even better quickly. Then at the bottom here we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very intentional, very strategic, very long-term. When I see the King of Swords, this is like about taking action long-term. And again, I do think there's some sort of relationship at this point that's limiting you, that likely needs to be ended or adjusted for long term. Otherwise, this could drag on and continue to be toxic and not the best for you. So just keep an eye out that, keep that in mind. The next column we're going to take a look at is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have. Again, anything related to money. The first card that we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of self-defense, feeling like you need to protect yourself against competition. If you look at this person being you, Leo, you have one wand and then there's 6 other wands of people trying to hit you. So again, it's that position of feeling like you need to defend yourself. It seems like at work right now, I feel like you're having to defend your work, or there's lots of competition for your job. This could also be like having to defend your spending to people as well. We're going to clarify that and see what other messages we get there. The next card we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a very tired card. This is a card of needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. This can also be a card of solitude, so it may be beneficial to kind of like keep to yourself and pull back a little bit in terms of work, kind of taking yourself out of the situation where there could be that competition or that need for self-defense. It's kind of, again, giving yourself space, pulling back a little bit, but this is saying that you're tired, so do make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're resting. Know when to say no if you're overworked. Be very honest, be very candid, but make sure you're taking care of yourself so you don't get to the point of burnout. The Ten of Wands is also a burnout card, which is our next card. This is a card of stress, exhaustion, too many burdens. If you look at this person, they're carrying all of these wands and they're like hunched over into them crying because they are overwhelmed, overworked, too many things going on. So again, we want to make sure that we're not getting to this tired, stressed, exhaustion place. So do make sure that you have good boundaries. Don't overwork yourself. Make sure you have that good work-life balance. Let's clarify though and see what other messages we have here. The Ten of Wands, so we do have the repeat Ten of Wands in this column. Again, this is just acknowledging that there is a lot going on. It seems like it's super busy at work. It seems like it's going to continue to be super busy for you, but again, this is the card reminding you not to be stressed, not to be exhausted, not to allow yourself to burn out. So do take that kind of as a cautionary there. We have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalry, challenges, obstacles. We already acknowledged this with the Seven of Wands as well, where it's kind of that competition, that self-defense feeling. And again, this is about pulling back and giving yourself space and kind of staying out of this. You kind of just have to stay heads down here, Leo. Keep pushing through. Be very honest and don't overwork yourself. At the bottom, we have the World card. I'm really glad to see this card. The World card is a card of completion. It's completing a goal, completing a lesson. It's overall completion. It's the world going full circle here for you. We'd love to see endings though on something like being stressed, like being exhausted, like being overworked. So there does seem to be a shift in the next 6 months, but this is a pretty solid acknowledgement to not let yourself get burned out, not to let yourself be overworked, and to kind of avoid those conflicts or those things that are making you feel like you're having to compete or defend yourself. But again, the World card being a really good indicator here that there is an end in sight for this. So in the next 6 months, this is going to ease up and shift for you. If I had to guess, this feels like next 3-month energy. So again, kind of stay heads down and make sure you're not letting yourself burn out. The World card's also a card of travel. So some of you could be being asked to travel the next 6 months or so for work. Moving into our next column, we're going to talk about love. So think family, friends, relationships, children, anything that you associate with love. And let's see what messages we get here. We do have the Five of Wands coming up again. So the Five of Wands is that card of rivalry, challenges, obstacles. Again, though they're fighting with wands, they're not fighting with swords. So these are typically small bumps in the road. These aren't huge things. There does seem to be some tension for some existing relationships. I wouldn't say for all of you, but I could potentially see the relationship ending given the 2 other cards. We do have a relationship ending card here and a Fool card. But this could also be friends or family that you're having some disagreements with. We're going to clarify that card and see where it takes us. The next card that we have is the Fool card. This is a card of fresh hope, taking chances. This is new paths, new adventures, new beginnings. If you're single and hoping to be in a relationship, this is a great card for you. If you're hoping for new friendships in the next month, this is a great card for you. For those of you that do have a relationship that's ending, I do see a new relationship beginning for you before 2022 is over. Then at the bottom here, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, divorce, loss, separation. This can be sadness and depression. The interesting thing with the Three of Swords, so this can also be like a card of healing. We call this like pulling the sword out of your own heart and having that ability to heal. There could have been things that happened in the past, this Five of Wands type energy in the past, that still needs to be resolved and healed from. Maybe there's some trauma that is causing these ongoing conflicts. If that's the case, then you do want to make this relationship better. Possibly look for the source of the conflict and see if it's healing that needs to occur. A lot of times with the Three of Swords, it is an indicator of that. But let's clarify and see what other messages I can give you here in the love column. The first card that we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of family and friends. So again, I mentioned for some of you that the Five of Wands may not be the love interest. It could be a family or friend that you're having conflicts with. So do keep that in mind, that family, friends could be coming through with that Five of Wands type energy. But it is the Four of Wands, which is also a card of celebration. So this could still be a successful relationship. This could indicate that we will work through these Five of Wands moments. We'll work through these rivalries, these challenges, and continue to move forward. So again, the Five of Wands very often doesn't completely end a relationship or derail a relationship. It's those small bumps in the road. It feels family and friend focused, so keep that in mind. But it does seem like it will be successful and be resolved there for you. The next card that we have is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of leaving a legacy. It's retirement, it's inheritance. But when we talk about leaving a legacy, this is long term. So for those of you entering a new relationship or friendship with that Fool card, this does feel very long term. This is going to be a healthy, happy, long term relationship. You could also have a family member that's retiring. You could be retiring as well. And oftentimes when I see a money card, we're talking about in the relationship column, this is like money surrounding you. So again, a family getting a new job, or a loved one getting a new job, the person you're in a relationship with getting a new job. At the bottom here, we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork and collaboration. This is about utilizing your resources. So if healing does still need to happen, you do have a good circle of friends and family. This, again, though, could be communicating. The Three of Pentacles being about collaboration. For some of you, I said there was still some healing that needs to be done, and possibly some of the healing or like past trauma is what's causing some of those Five of Wands conflicts. If that's the case, do keep that in mind. We want to do some healing, so communicate how you're feeling so you can work through your feelings is what I'm getting at there. Now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide, so something for the next 6 months. We have the card Patterns. This is all about breaking old patterns and habits that are no longer serving you and creating better habits and patterns. Let's see what messages we have coming through here. The first card we have is the Death card. The Death card doesn't mean death, but it does indicate big changes, endings, time to move forward, time to move on, and it's that transformation. This transformation is definitely going to be connected again to those patterns and habits. So ending things that are no longer serving you and creating new habits that will take you to a better place. But really embrace this transformation and look for the better out of this transformation. The next card we have is the Ace of Swords. Anytime we have an Ace card, it is a card of newness. With the Ace of Swords, this is new idea, some sort of new mental clarity. Maybe you have a habit or pattern that you didn't even realize wasn't serving you well. Again, that clarity to do better. Again, this transformation is driven by you. It's a choice you're making with the Death card. So working forward with that new clarity. At the bottom, we have the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of strength, but it's also self-love and self-respect. And for many of you, that's going to be the new habit that you're picking up, is taking the time to love yourself, taking the time to respect yourself. Those are both good habits to have, that self-love and self-respect. Let's see what other messages we have here. We have the Repeat Strength card coming up. For those of you that watch my videos, you know I really like when that happens. It's the universe saying, I said what I meant. And in this case, self-love and self-respect are going to be two really important things for you. The next card we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is very much so a transition or transformation card, similar to what we were talking about with the Death card. This is a card of withdrawing, retreating, moving on. So you look at this, we have our Eight of Cups here, and they're stacked pretty nicely. They look pretty good, but yet this person is still walking away. And this is not saying that you have bad habits or bad patterns right now, but this is moving on to something better still. And then at the bottom, we have the Moon card. With the Moon card, it's important to trust your intuition. So always take that into the next 6 months with you too, to really be listening to your gut, listening to your intuition to guide you through these next 6 months. Now at this time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch Fortune Telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the Five of Hearts. This is number 2 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2, we have the Four of Hearts. This is number 17 card. That's a yes. And for question number 3, we have the Seven of Hearts. This is number 21 card. That's going to be a yes as well. So yes, yes, yes for you, Leo. I debated whether I was going to do this or not, but I did decide to. We are going to pull a healing stone, which is going to be a crystal to keep with you for the next 6 months, the remainder of 2022. We have diamond. Maybe use this as an excuse to get yourself some new diamonds, Leo. This is spiritual freedom and light. It helps you really think big, and it gives you that farsightedness, that future focus. I don't typically do this, but we are going to pull a card from our Let Go deck. Since we're at the end of the first half of the year going into the second half of the year, it's good to let go of those first 6 months. So letting go card. Except you don't lack for anything. The whole world belongs to you. We're also going to do a angel wishes note. This is a message from your loved one who has passed away. Your angel wishes note says, don't let life pass you by. Be among it and live. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our healing stones deck like we always do. Your healing note says, you are a courageous person. Thank you so much, Leo, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this resonates with you. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post future videos. Also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you again, Leo, and I hope you have a fabulous next 6 months.